Before I begin the review, in regards to all the allegations, accusations, whatever you want to call them, that are coming out about multiple wrestlers over the last 24 to 48 hours, it has been an absolute firestorm. And there is no way to tell how many are true, how many might be, might have elements of truth, whatever. I'm not here to comment about that. I'm here to simply say that those who truly suffered and have dealt with this pain and held in this pain because they felt like they had to. Nobody should have to go through that. Nobody should have to suffer that. Nobody should have to suffer the mental, the physical anguish, any of that. So to anybody that truly suffered, I hope that you can find closure, justice, whatever you want to call, but having never gone through anything like that, I can't comment beyond that. I just truly want to say that my heart does go out to each and every one of you. And if any of you are watching this video and if you're on social media, I am here to talk to you. There is help out there. I am just truly sorry that anybody went through anything like that. Now, as for any of the wrestlers that are guilty, and there are a few where it has come out that they are guilty, and a lot of these are still accusations as of the recording of this video. To those that are guilty, they need to be blacklisted, criminally charged, and they need to be completely ostracized, blacklisted from this industry and from any industry. Doing that, taking advantage of somebody like that, committing a horrible act, taking that from somebody just because you feel like you have the power. No, fuck every single one of you that did do it. But again, there is no way right now, as of recording this video, to tell which ones did, which ones didn't, outside of a couple. So yeah, I will simply say fuck you to every single person that is guilty, and you deserve to be brought to justice. So now, I'm John Ritland, and this is my review of WWE Smackdown. This wasn't an easy show to watch, I'm not going to lie, and the only reason that I'm actually doing this review still is because I even put it out there. I'm just a wrestling fan, and I'm basically a nobody, but I do apparently provide entertainment for quite a few people, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate the feedback. So I said to people, and I said on multiple social media, Facebook and Twitter mainly, do you guys want me to continue? Do you guys want me to continue this, or should I drop it? And people say, well, your videos help me through a whole lot of stuff, even any struggles that you have, like any struggles that I have, like I'm able to help people. So I don't know how. I appreciate that, so I will use my small platform to provide entertainment for you guys. So that's why I'm reviewing this. I won't lie when I say, again, this was a bit of a hard show to review. It was a hard video to do, hard show to review, and all that. Partly because the show was kind of blah, and because of the whirlwind of controversy around quite a few wrestlers in the industry, not just in WWE. But, oh boy, this particular show that has been taped, it's taped and I think in the can for at least a few days, if not a week, has not aged well at all. AJ Styles has a celebration, and Renee basically, talks about, hey, here's everybody around, like, here's this, how is this being Intercontinental Champion, you being able to, attain the one title that has eluded you. Well, I mean, if you ignore the Universal Championship, but I mean, He may get that at some point, but the Intercontinental Championship, after being a multi-time U.S. champion, it has eluded him. He talks up and everything. Great heel heat. Everybody's around the ring. It's like we were going to get a lumberjack match, or they were all welded to the ground, which seemed to be the case with the next match, or the first match. And, yeah, Daniel Bryan wanted, Daniel Bryan was basically, made to, it's like AJ said, hey, Daniel, if you're a man, come in here and put this belt around my waist. You said you're a man of your word, so please do this. And okay. Now, after a bit of, him, like, not wanting to do it, he did it. And then AJ Styles kind of still berates Daniel Bryan and stuff like that. Like, oh, congratulations, what was that? You should congratulate me. I beat you fair and square, all this. And then Bryan suggests, how about you face a whole bunch of guys? How about you face Chad Gable? His name's Chad Gable. Grand Metalik, Drew Gulak, who beat you a couple weeks ago. Okay, cool. And then Matt Riddle, the uh-oh bro. Oh boy. I want to say right now, these are allegations. Depending on what you look at, it's not looking good, and then it could. It really depends. So I'm going to choose my words carefully here. Matt's always kind of been a 50-50 guy with me. I appreciate his ability in the ring, but, his persona I haven't really cared for. since I didn't really care for RVD, I'm not really going to care for a laid-back weed smoker like Riddle, because RVD is basically a laid-back weed smoker, but I digress. Riddle says, oh, you're the face that runs the place. I'm the bro that runs the show. Now we get Styles versus Riddle. Commentary keeps mentioning, and I know they couldn't edit this, but they kept mentioning his stamina and lasting power. Again, lines that aren't exactly aging all that well, but whatever. Graves then says, well, success in NXT doesn't mean success on Raw and SmackDown. Graves would know about that, and yeah, he's not wrong. There's some success stories from NXT, but there are quite a few where it's like, oh yeah, right, they used to mean something in NXT, and they mean jack shit on Raw and SmackDown. AJ eventually gets in a shoving match with Bryan, trying to goad him into it because, Matt Riddle's beating him. And then Matt hits the Bro Derek for 3. Again, everybody's around the ring like, they're all like welded to the ground like Joe in that one episode of Family Guy, when Family Guy was good, by the way. And yeah, so Matt Riddle pins AJ Styles in a non-title match. Then the show really grinds to a halt because we get Jeff Hardy forgetting how object permanence works, because like, oh shit, you're right here. You're right here in this like little room or whatever. The tech that was going to put the microphone in his ear. The microphone on him so he could like talk and people could hear him. But it's just so weird. And then he does a promo interview, and promo/interview. He's being interviewed by Renee, and he talks about struggles and stuff like that. And look, there are times where Jeff's not that bad with what he says. And then there are times where it's like, well, yeah, I don't really know why they give him this kind of verbiage, because there was a line, I'm an alcoholic and that's okay. Except Jeff is totally not. Now, I respect Jeff for trying to get his life in order, and he finally has, and I'm trying to soften up on that. But he has also gotten like 20 fucking chances, and eventually you gotta kind of just be like, well, now you're on your fucking own. You gotta earn the respect of people. I think he knows that, but also, I'm not necessarily comfortable with the storyline, this being turned into a storyline, because I don't think it's really all that good. But yeah, it just, no, it was fine. It was okay. And then Gable is being interviewed by Kayla, and Kayla gives Mojo's measurements. Apparently, women lied to me, and size doesn't matter. Or it does. I have no goddamn clue what I'm saying anymore. That was a lame attempt at a joke, but, that's me knocking myself and everything, because size does matter. Moving on. So, yeah, he slaps Mojo because he says, oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, and slaps Mojo. Mojo cannot outsmart anybody. And then Gable beats him with an inside cradle 1, 2, 3. Hooray! Beating Mojo, by the way, isn't really much of anything. And it's not that Mojo's a bad person. It's just, has anybody really given a shit about Mojo in years? Like, really, has anybody given a shit about Mojo in the ring in years? Like, it's great that he's getting money from the company. He's apparently one of the guys they signed to a 5-year deal, and if they're happy with him and he's happy with that, great. I just don't give a shit about Mojo because I haven't been given a reason to be given a shit. And then, we get a Raw ad where Flair returns to crown Orton as the greatest wrestler ever. They are not letting this bullshit go. Miz TV, oh boy, they joke about Otis more, like weight jokes and stuff like that. Great. So we have issues among the wrestlers, and we still have the fat shaming. But if Otis is okay with it, whatever. If Otis is not okay with it, they need to stop that shit. Mandy is here. And then Sonya. My God, Sonya in a suit. Yes, please. More of this content on my screen. Please. But also Sonya kept yelling and everything. You never loved me. No, she didn't say that, but it seemed like they were kind of going that route. She wants to be featured more. Doesn't understand why Mandy's continuing to be featured after Sonya has beaten her a couple times. Mandy's like, I'm done with you. Sonya does some good stuff here. And Mandy holds her own, working the mic and everything, and actually does some good stuff. And then Sonya ends up, immediately, directly and indirectly fisting Mandy, and they have to, Sonya does, and then they have to break all that up and everything, and then we get Mandy slapping Miz. Okay, cool, that's how they're using the women. We're thinking Bayley and Sasha. Sasha with a cape made of all her excess weaves on commentary for this men's tag title, or this men's tag team match that features the New Day versus the Lucha House Party. And by the way, the New Day, proceed to throw something yellow in Corey Graves' face. And if you know what I'm talking about, it's funny. Not here to kink shame, but it's funny if true. Now, this was to the floor, over the floor, over the ropes, through the plexiglass. This was great. The action was fine, actually. I just haven't been given a shit to care about Metal, I haven't been given a reason to give a shit about Metalik or Lindsay Dorado, even though they are both good athletes. I'm not knocking them at all. And then Bayley mentions how she has all her extra straps ready. Bayley Dose straps, get it. It's not that much of a euphemism, but it could be. And the Midnight Hour, 1, 2, 3. New Day wins. And then Cesaro and Nakamura attack New Day and lay Kofi out. So they are obviously going to get the tag title shot because they beat them recently. Then we get Alexa, Lacey, Dana, Naomi, and Tamina. We get a Snuka with 4 targets. That's really not a very good joke. I shouldn't have said that, but it is what it is. And then Sheamus mentions Jeff Hardy and talks about how he's, is a bully and he's proud to be a bully and stuff like that. And then Bayley and Sasha are still at a ringside. Nikki Cross attacks her and we get a match. That's how we just suddenly get a match. That's how little Bruce Pritchard gives a fucking shit about the women. And then Sasha and Nikki have a match, and the match is fine. Sasha does win after the Meteora, 1, 2, 3. And then the Titus montage of humanitarian work. He's up for the ESPN Muhammad Ali Humanitarian Award, which is good shit. And Titus does do a whole lot of good stuff, so this was really good. We then recap the Riddle stuff, which they could have just edited out. They could have just added something else in. I know that this stuff just happened and they are just allegations, but still. And then we get Gulak versus Styles for next week. That's an announcement. And then a toast to Jeff Hardy. We're continuing with the alcoholism stuff. Firefly Funhouse stuff. Look, I'm sorry, but the Firefly Funhouse has jumped the shark. It has. I'm not Bray's great with the character. Braun interrupts it. And then he says, oh, well, you beat me, but our feud is just beginning. Let's go back to where it began. We get Jim Jones Wyatt. And that's basically how it ends. He blows out the lantern, and that's it. That's it for SmackDown. This is a mess SmackDown that I have to admit, probably, and I apologize, by the way. Allergies, I'm kind of dealing with that. I do apologize for that. But I gotta admit that this SmackDown really didn't interest me. And it wasn't that the talents didn't try, but there was a lot of energy sucked out of this show. And it doesn't help with the stuff they did with Riddle. Whether true or not, we will see. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retland. I'll see you soon.